Hello guys, welcome back. So let's start with a new topic, that is liver. Now liver is known as the mother of our body, right? Every drug has to pass through the liver for getting metabolized. Liver does the detoxification process as well. The liver is very important in our body. So let's know about its anatomy first. So liver, where it is situated in the right hypochondrium, where it is situated in the right hypochondrium and is extended right down to left hypochondrium. Now what is hypochondrium? Your abdomen region is divided into 9 regions by drawing tic-tac-toe. Okay, so you have this umbilical region. Above umbilical you have epigastric region, and below the umbilical you have hypogastric. So umbilical region is what? Here you will have your umbilicus, your navel. Okay. Hypogastric is, hypo means below, gastric is related to stomach, so below the stomach region, or you can say it comes below the umbilicus region. Epigastric is above the stomach region. Now on the right side of the epigastric region you have right hypochondric. What you have? Right hypochondriac region. You have left hypochondriac region. Okay, so liver is present in this right hypochondria. Now it is so big that it extends till the left hypochondria. Okay, but the main point that you have to remember is that liver is a part of right hypochondriac region. On the right side of the umbilical region you have right lumbar region. Which region? Right lumbar region. On the left it has left lumbar region. Hypogastric on the right side has right iliac region. If you know the bones, if you know this location which I am talking about, then it is very easy for you to understand this. And on the left side it will have left iliac region. So what and all things you must remember is that the epigastric region will consist of stomach. Okay. Left hypochondriac consists of your spleen and pancreas. I am writing the important organs over here. There are many more other organs, like left kidney comes under left hypochondriac region, but according to Kroc, what and all is asked, that's what I am telling you. Right hypochondriac region, what is important? I said you before, liver comes over here and right kidney will also come over here. In the right lumbar, you have to remember right colon comes. Right colon is the large intestine. Whenever you see the term colon, you have to remember about the large intestine. Now large intestine is something like this, right? So this is the right colon. Now this right colon is going upwards, then it goes transversely, then it goes downwards. So upwards as it is going, it is also called as ascending colon. It is very important when it comes to arterial supply. So please remember these names. Right colon, whenever you see, you have to remember the another word, that is ascending colon. Here it is the transverse colon. Okay, and this is the descending colon. So large intestine is divided into 3. The ascending colon, the transverse colon, descending colon. Each has a different arterial supply, so you must remember it at all costs. Okay. And descending colon, it is also known as left colon. Okay, so in the right lumbar region you have right colon, in the left lumbar region you will have what? You will have the left colon. Okay. Stomach, you can write duodenum. The upper part of duodenum comes in the epigastric region and the lower part will come under the umbilical region. So write down duodenum and parts of intestine. And umbilicus will also come over here. But the name itself here, you can understand it, so I am not writing it over here. In the hypogastric, you must remember urinary bladder comes. What comes? Urinary bladder. And female reproductive system also comes over here. RS is reproductive system. Okay, and sigmoid colon comes in the left iliac region. Okay, Descending colon gets converted into sigmoid colon. It's S shape, so anything S shape, we give it the name sigmoid. Okay, like we had sigmoid sinus in our occipital bone. We've done it when we were doing the sinuses of the skull, right? So I hope this 9 region is clear to you. So they sometimes ask you the question, how many regions your abdomen is divided into, then you have to answer it as 9 regions. Sometimes they give you the question on the basis of which organ is located where. So you must know this important organs which I have marked over here. Okay. Now you know what is right hypochondriac region and liver is situated there. So let's move back to our topic. That was liver. So liver has 2 surfaces. How many surfaces? 2. So write down the first. It is diaphragmatic surface. Now this diaphragmatic surface, it is also called as anterosuperior surface, and it has a visceral surface, or it is also called as posterior-inferior surface. These names are important, please remember it. Now for the diaphragmatic and anterosuperior, there's one point you must remember, that posterior aspect of this surface has an area called as bare area of the liver. What it is called as bare area of liver. Now why it is called as bare area of liver? Because it is directly in contact with the diaphragm. None other surface is directly in contact with the diaphragm. This is the only surface of the liver which will be in direct contact with the diaphragm, and the term is bare area of the liver. So write down what is bare area of the liver. That liver is in direct contact with diaphragm. Okay. Let's know about the ligaments of the liver. It's very important, but very easy. So first one, write down falciform ligament. Second is coronary ligament, and the last is triangular ligament. So let's first know about the falciform ligament. Falciform ligament, it divides left and right lobes of the liver. So it will divide the liver into left and right lobes. The second thing which you must remember about the falciform ligament, that at its edge, okay, at its edge means what? This is the liver, okay? This is your right lobe, this is your left lobe, divided by this, that is nothing but your falciform ligament. Now this falciform ligament at its edge, so this portion which you see, this is the edge. Now this edge portion, there is a ligament present. So at edge present a ligament, a very important ligament, which is called as ligament teres, and it is also known as a round ligament of liver. It is a crock question, so please remember it. They ask you, what does it connect? This round ligament of liver connects what? So it connects, write down, liver to umbilicus, or sometimes instead of umbilicus they give you navel. Okay, so this connection is what they are asking you many a time. Sometimes they give you this connection in the question, and then they will ask you what connects it. So you must know the answer is round ligament of liver. You should also remember its another name, that is ligament teres. Now what it is actually, that also you should know, that it is remnant of umbilical vein. So umbilical vein gets converted into this ligament teres. Okay, so please remember round ligament of liver. It is very, very important. Let's do the coronary ligament. Coronary ligament has anterior and posterior folds. What it has? Anterior and posterior folds. This anterior and posterior folds, write down, they forms triangular ligament. What will they form? Triangular ligament. Now what is present in this coronary ligament, or what it helps us to know? It demarcates the bare area of the liver. So where this coronary ligament is present, there is the place where this bare area of the liver is present. So this is one important point that you should know, and you should also know that the folds of the coronary ligament will form another ligament. That ligament is the triangular ligament. Okay. Now triangular ligament, it is divided into two, that is left triangular ligament and right triangular ligament. Left triangular ligament is found at apex of liver and attaches left lobe to diaphragm. This right triangular ligament, it is present adjacent to bare area. Bare area is demarcated by coronary ligament. The right triangular ligament is present adjacent to the bare area of liver and attaches right lobe to diaphragm. Right lobe to diaphragm. So I hope this ligament part is clear to you now. Don't get confused into it, and please remember the round ligament of liver. It is really very important. Now there is something called as Morrison's pouch. We are done with the ligament part. This is an important pouch that you should remember. What it is, first let's know that. It is a space between the visceral surface of the liver and the right kidney. Okay. So liver is present on your right side. So behind liver you have right kidney, right? So this right kidney and liver, in between there is a space, and that space is called as Morrison's pouch. Write down, it is a space between liver and right kidney. Now why I am telling you about this? Because they may ask you that question, that what is the deepest part of the peritoneal cavity? Then you should know that this Morrison pouch is the deepest part of the peritoneal cavity, in the supine position. In which position? Supine position. Now what do you mean by supine position? I told you this in the very first video of anatomy. Supine means lying on your back. Okay, so supine position, lying on a floor or on a bed on your back surface. So that is the supine position. So when you lie like that, this Morrison's pouch becomes the deepest part of the peritoneal cavity. So what happens? What is the importance of it? That the blood, write down, therefore blood or ascites happen in bedridden patients. Ascites are nothing but edema of the abdomen. Okay, so edema of the abdomen, it is also known as ascites. So blood or ascites happen to bedridden patients. Bedridden patients means what? Patients which are living on the bed for a very long time. Such patients get this ascites and blood which gets filled in this area, this Morrison's pouch. Okay, so please remember that also. Now let's know a little bit more about the liver. Liver is covered by a capsule. Liver is covered by a capsule, and the capsule name also you should remember. It is Gleason's capsule. What it is? Gleason's capsule. Remember its innervation, that it is innervated by, this Gleason's capsule is innervated by lower intercostal nerves. Lower intercostal nerves. As we have done that, liver is having two lobes, which is divided by which? Falciform ligaments. It has a left lobe and a right lobe, divided by falciform ligament. Now this right lobe further gives two accessory lobes. So write down the two accessory lobes. One is caudate lobe and another is quadrate lobe. And between these two, write down, between these two is a deep structure, that is a transverse fissure, and this transverse fissure has porta hepatis. What it has? Porta hepatis. Now all nerves, vessels passes except hepatic vein. So everything will pass through this porta hepatis except this hepatic vein. So this becomes your MCQ for the croc. So you must remember that between the caudate and the quadrate lobe, you will have a transverse fissure. This transverse fissure will have something called as porta hepatis. Now porta hepatis is a passage, you can say, for all nerves and vessels to pass except hepatic vein. Hepatic vein won't pass from here. So this was all about the macro anatomy of the liver. Okay, the big anatomy. Now let's know what exactly is present inside the liver. So write down, liver cells are called as hepatocytes. Liver, in medical term we call it as hepat, right? So liver cells called as hepatocytes. Now hepat is liver, cyte is cell. So liver cell is hepatocytes. Now this hepatocytes, write down, are arranged in lobules. Now what are these lobules? Write down, lobules, they are structural unit of liver. And write important points about this lobule. It is hexagonal in shape. It is hexagonal in shape and drains by central vein. And drains by what? It drains by central vein. And at this hexagonal, write down, at periphery of hexagonal, portal triad is present. What is present? Portal triad is present. Now what is portal triad? First let's know that. We'll be doing this hexagonal shape in this lobule through a diagram which I have already drawn. First, let's know what and all is present. Okay, portal triad, write down. It comprises of hepatic artery, hepatic vein, bile duct. Okay, hepatic vein and hepatic artery, they both enter the liver through this portal triad, and bile duct exits the liver through this portal triad. Okay, this is also very important. Now first let's know what I am telling you through this picture. So this is the lobule, this one hexagonal which you see, this is the lobule. Okay, you can see in between this round, this is the central vein. What it is? Central vein. It is situated in the center, and on the periphery you can see this pink color which I have drawn. This are the portal triad. What it is? Portal triad. And portal triad, as you can see inside, I have drawn a and hepatic artery. You can see blue color hepatic vein, and this purple color, that is bile duct. Okay, these all from the periphery will move to the center, and this is your croc question about the movement inside the lobule. The movement is from the periphery to the center. Everything will be going into this central vein. Okay, and the central vein will be drained by the hepatic vein further, and this hepatic vein will go and drain into the inferior vena cava. You can look at this micro picture. This is the lobule. Okay, this hexagonal shape lobule. You can see in between it has the central vein. What it has? It has a central vein. You have this hepatocytes, the small cells which you see in between. These are the hepatocytes. Okay, from the periphery, this is the portal triad. Okay, this portion is the portal triad. You can see an artery, the blue color vein, and this green color bile duct. Right, you can see over here. This is the portal triad. From here will enter. From here, everything will pass on to the central vein. From the central vein, it will be taken up by hepatic vein, which will then further drain into inferior vena cava. Okay, so this is how many lobules are present hexagonally. Okay, and on periphery you will have this portal triad, and in between you will have the central vein. So I hope this micro anatomy of the liver is clear. Now let's know about the central vein. So central vein combines to form multiple hepatic vein. What does the central vein will together form? Multiple hepatic vein, which will drain into inferior vena cava. Okay, now one more thing about this liver is a Callott's triangle. First of all, let's know what is its use. This Callott's triangle, it is used in laparoscopic cholecystectomy. It is an operation of the gallbladder. Cholecystectomy is removal of the gallbladder. Okay, so Callott's triangle, know its boundaries. First, the boundaries, it has medial border, a superior border, and an inferior border. Okay, superior border is by inferior surface of liver. Medial border is by common hepatic duct. Medial border is formed by common hepatic duct, and inferior border is by cystic duct. Inferior border is by cystic duct. Okay, now learn about its contents also. So contents of Callott triangle. Only this much part you have to remember. You will be learning about this in detail when you will be doing surgery subject. Okay, for now just remember its border and its contents. So content is it has a right hepatic artery, a cystic artery, lymph node of Lund, and lymphatics. Okay, now this lymph node of Lund, it is the first lymph node of gallbladder. That also you must remember. It is the first lymph node of gallbladder. It can become your MCQ, so please remember this Callott's triangle contents, its borders. I hope everything is clear. All the 9 regions, as well as what and all organ is present where, macroanatomy of the liver, microanatomy of the liver, the lobule, everything. In this diagram, you have to draw this. Write down this right lobe, the left lobe, and this green color which you're seeing it is the gallbladder. What it is the gallbladder. Okay, this gallbladder will give you the cystic duct. You will be studying this ducts of the liver in physiology. Okay, you have a separate video on it called as biliary tree. So you can refer that video with this video. There's no problem in it. So thank you.